we are going to talk about how to shower these bad boys. If you are watching this video, it's likely you're going to be watching more than just my video on how to wash your dreadlocks. You are going to hear a lot of different things. People do it in different ways, so I'm just going to tell you everything I know. I'm not just going to cover how I do it, and so hopefully you can find something that works for you. First, we're going to talk about product, what to use. You can use dread shampoo. There is shampoo that is specifically made for dreadlocks, which is really cool. I've never personally used it, but it's supposed to have less residue. It's supposed to not be, not lather, which is really good for your hair. I mean, that's what you hear. I'm not a cosmetologist, so I don't know for dang sure, but you hear that you're not supposed to use shampoos that lather, and that's not just for dreads, that's for everything. I, however, prefer using soap that lathers because it makes it so that I can tell when I actually have all of the shampoo out of my dreads so that I can be sure I'm not leaving residue in there. The reason that you don't want to leave any residue in your hair is because the way that shampoo works is it just like grabs onto all the dirt and then it pulls it out when you rinse it out. But if you don't rinse it out, it's just holding onto the dirt and it's gonna like have more crap sticking to it throughout your week or however long you decide to go without washing your dreads, and so your hair is actually going to end up dirtier if you are not able to totally rinse it out. Now, I know a lot of you are wondering, like, can you dye your hair? Is it okay to use dye shampoo? Yes. Yes, it is. I dye my hair. Sad to say, I'm not a natural red. I have to take care of this bad boy. So, I just use regular, like what I've always used my whole life. I just use my dye-friendly shampoo, and I have noticed no negative outcomes from that. So I do that. One thing I would say, I have this here. This is one of my favorite ones that I've found. It is good to at least occasionally use a tea tree shampoo because tea tree is going to help you not get mold in your hair. Something about the tea tree really helps fight that, and it's going to help your hair stay clean and nice. So I would definitely recommend that. All right, to conditioner or not to conditioner? The answer is do not condition your dreadlocks. They don't need it. Conditioner is all about like smooth and silky and no knots, which happens to be the opposite of what dreadlocks are. So you definitely do not want to condition your hair. If your hair is totally dreaded, you never have to buy it again. My hair is not totally dreaded. I do have loose hair here, and I do condition it every time I get in the shower. When I first started conditioning my loose hair, I was all nervous about getting it in my dreadlocks because you're not supposed to condition your dreads, and so I'd like get it all and I'd like hold it out here and I'd always get soap in my eyes and it was the worst. You don't have to do that. I honestly, I grab my loose hair, I put conditioner in it, I grab my loose hair, I put conditioner in it, and then I just leave it there. And I leave it sitting on top of my dreadlocks, and then when I rinse it out, I just go ahead and rinse it out on top of everything else, and I've never noticed anything bad about that. Okay, I'm going to be covering 4 different ways that you can shampoo your hair because I know that my way is not going to work for everybody. I am going to start with my way though. So, way number 1, how I personally wash my dreadlocks on my week-to-week basis. I wash my dreads once a week. It's just not really necessary to wash them more than that. I never notice anything like oily and dirty or whatever. I also happen to live a lifestyle where, 99% of the time I'm in a clean space. I don't have anything that's making my hair smell weird. I'm not getting dirt in them. So if your style of life is kind of like mine, where you're mostly in a clean area, mostly in a clean space, you could probably do it like I do. Oh, I probably should take this thing off, huh? Just don't mind my hat hair. I just do my scalp because any natural oils that are going to come off of your scalp are going to stop right where your dreadlock starts. So it's just going to be about that much that you got to get all scrubbed out. So it's not really necessary that I've found for me to scrub out all of my dreads. What I do is I take my shampoo, I give it a big old dollop because it does take a little bit more shampoo. I split it in half, right? I put it on my hand, I split it in half, I put half of it on top of my head. I grab my dreads about halfway down and I plop the other one right there because shampoo, it does get soaked in because your hair's like sponges, and so when it gets all soaked in, it's kind of hard to move it around. So that's why I just place some here, place some there, and then I just scrub my head really hard. When you are scrubbing, if you're new to this, you don't want to just like put your hands on your head and scrub like this, like you would if you didn't have dreads, because your hair is going to get caught in the base of your dreads and you're going to like pull your dreads out. Or what I do is I just place my hands and I scrub and then I lift and then I move and then I scrub and then I lift and then I move and I scrub and so on. So that's way number 1. Which is what I do if I am like a little bit smoky, like if I'm going camping and my hair smells like campfire, or if I do get mud in my dreads, or if my baby barfs in my hair, or whatever the reason, if I do need to wash these, the way that I do it is first I start the same way. I go ahead and I wash my roots, and then I take all my hair, I move it over to one side and I hold it up and I take my shampoo and I just zigzag all down, so I have it all along my dreads. And then what I do is I scrub them like this. And then I kind of move them around, and then I scrub them like this again. And then I flip them over to the other side, and then I scrub them, and so on. This is a really good way to wash your dreads. It's really effective on getting the shampoo everywhere. Also, I'm sure if you watched any maintenance videos, you've seen people do this kind of thing with their dreads, so it actually does help maintain them a little bit while you're washing your hair, which is cool. 2 birds with 1 stone. After I know that my hair is totally saturated, go ahead and I rinse it out. As I'm rinsing out my hair, I do this both ways every time I rinse my hair. You rinse it out kind of like you would like a big thing of ropes or like a towel or something. So you're going to want to put it directly in the line of water, and then you're going to twist and squeeze. You're going to twist and squeeze, and you're going to move down and twist and squeeze, and you're going to do that a bunch until all of the shampoo has totally come out of your hair. Usually I do it on both sides, you know, bring it around so that all the shampoo on both sides is gonna come out. And this is why I like to use shampoo that lathers, is because when I'm squeezing my hair, I can absolutely tell when there's no more bubbles and there's no more lathering and I have no more shampoo in my hair. Way number 3 that you can wash your dreadlocks, oh, pardon this mess, my gosh, it's fine. Is with a loofah. This is how I used to wash my hair for probably about the first year that I had dreadlocks. What you do, it's pretty easy. This is actually really effective just because you end up using less shampoo when you do it this way. The only reason I stopped and switched to the way that I do it currently, and it might just be because my dreads were brand new and, you know, little baby dreads aren't as good at dreading. When I would rub it on my scalp, I would notice that hair that was new growth would kind of slide out of my dreadlocks, or like down here when I would scrub it, I noticed my dreadlocks detangling themselves. Again, that might just be because my dreads were new. I'm not sure, just that's my information that I have. So I would take my shampoo, put it on your loofah, you know, get it all over there. And then what you're gonna wanna do, you're gonna wanna like scrub your head, right? And then you're gonna wanna like lift up a section and scrub that section, and then lift up and scrub, and lift up and scrub, so that you're making sure you're getting all of your hair everywhere. Then when you get down to here, what I do, I throw all my hair in the back. This way I know what dreads I've already washed. I take a little handful, maybe 5 or 6. I put my hand behind it, I take my loofah, and I scrub it all the way down. And then I grab another handful, and I scrub it all the way down, and so on until it's all over your dreads. And then once you're done, same way, you just twist and squeeze and twist and squeeze and twist and squeeze until there's no more soap in your hair. That is way number 3. Way number 4 is actually something I have not personally tried. I know a girl that does this. I think it's a fantastic idea, but I live that mom of young kids life. So if I don't plan shit ahead, the shit doesn't happen. So, but I do think this is a great option, especially if you're wanting to deep clean your hair, or if you want to use, you know, like dye-friendly shampoo a lot of the time, and then you want to do like a tea tree shampoo treatment. What she does is she takes a bucket, like a 5-gallon bucket, sticks it in her bathtub, fills it up with, you know, a good temperature for her of water. Then she'll take her shampoo and she'll dump some in there, and then she'll mix it up until she has a nice watery, shampoo-y concoction. And then she'll just stick her head in it, right? She just puts her dreads in, kind of like moves them around. She leaves it in for 10 minutes. I don't know that you have to do it that long, but that's just what she does. And she just leaves it in there so that everything can really saturate all the dreads, and you can make sure that you're really getting the soap everywhere, really cleaning. It kind of sounds relaxing, just to kind of like hang your head in some water. So I think that's a really good option. After she's done with her 10 minutes, she just, turns on the shower, rinses it out, and does whatever the rest of her routine is. So I think that's a really, really good option, especially if your hair is kind of smelly or if you got mud in it or whatever. I think that would really help loosen up all of the dirt. I will try it one of these times and I will get back to you on how well that works. Okay, the next thing I want to talk to you about is drying your hair. Drying your hair and the way you dry your hair is really important just for mold prevention. You don't have to be super scared of mold if you have dreads, but you can get mold. So if you just know like a couple different things to do some mold prevention, you're just never going to have to worry about it. The main thing that might have you ending up with mold in your dreads is if you leave them wet for too long. So right after you get out of the shower, after you get them all dry, you're not going to want to put them up in a bun. You're not going to want to braid them. You're just going to want to leave them down, leave them loose, let them breathe, let them be breezy so that they can dry. The way that I dry my dreads, after I have rinsed out my hair and, I've shaved my legs and all the things that I do in the shower, I turn off the water. I flip my head upside down, and I do that thing I showed you already where you twist and squeeze and twist and squeeze and twist and squeeze, but I just do it with my head upside down, and then I probably do that like at least 4 times. This way, I move my hair this way, and I squeeze it this way, move it this way, squeeze that way, so that I can squeeze out as much as possible. Even after I do that, sometimes oh, hi cat. This is my kitten. Her name is Cecilia. She's my favorite. After you rinse that out, it's still gonna be really drippy, like really, really drippy. So what I do after that is I take my towel, I flip my hair upside down. Again, the hat. Sorry about the hat hair. It is what it is, people. I take my towel, I put it over my head, and I do this all the way down. I don't take the towel with me, like I don't do this. That can cause damage to your hair. I leave it on my head, and I just scrub it down like this. And I leave the towel where it is and I scrub it down like that, just like I showed you if you were like putting shampoo in it. Which also, since towels are coarse, that actually will help maintain your hair as well. After that, because it's still gonna be drippy, I'm telling you, these things take forever to dry. What you take your towel, you find a dry spot, and you go from top to bottom, and you just squeeze. And you squeeze, and you move down and you squeeze, and then you find a drier spot of your towel, and you go top to bottom again, and you squeeze, and you squeeze, and you squeeze. Get off me. That is a really, really effective way to get your hair dry. It's still going to be a little drippy after that, so what I do, I put my towel on my head, twist it up so that it's sitting on my head. I only leave it that way for maybe like 10 minutes, just during my after shower routine where I, put on lotion and deodorant and put on panties, whatever else you do right out of the shower, and then I take it out. Because if you leave it up in that towel for too long, it's doing the same thing as it, or probably worse, if you put it up in a bun or something, it's not letting your hair breathe. Leaving your hair in the towel for the extra 10 minutes is good just because it will help get more water out of it, which you need, because even after that, it's just like a teeny tiny bit drippy. In the end, they're going to be wet. After that, for my hair, it still takes about, I don't know, maybe 3 hours after that to dry. You could put a blow dryer on it, but it would probably take you like an hour and it totally wouldn't be worth it. I wouldn't suggest it. Plus, part of the reason you get dreads is so that you don't have to put heat on your hair and you don't have to damage your hair. And when you comb these things out, like, my hair doesn't grow. I've always had just like short, stupid hair. I got dreadlocks. I had this in for 6 months. When I combed it out, it was super long and super healthy and amazing. So that my experience, dreads make my hair grow faster. It makes it feel healthier. I didn't have a split end on my hair when I combed them out. It was awesome. All right, so that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave me a comment and go ahead and like my video. I will be making more videos in the future. I will be covering so much more. I have so much wisdom to share. So watch my videos. You have a gorgeous day.